What is going on, everybody? It's Dustin here, back for another episode of reviewing my own training content because there's simply so much content to be reviewed. So, very excited to get going today. We're going to play these videos, we're going to turn on some tunes, and we are going to get absolutely after it. So, on the left-hand side here, you're going to see me juggling a medicine ball. Now, this is fun little bits of training that you can do if you're into your athletics. Particularly basketball or soccer might benefit from something like this. Going from a 4-pound medicine ball to a really light weight or a light ball is going to be much, much easier. And on the right side here, boom, right there, I'm doing something called chaos flow. It's where I'm literally just throwing the rope around. There's so many different ways that you can use this rope. And part of the reason I love it is because of the visual stimulus that you can get. So in this video, what you'll see me doing is essentially, it looks like I'm just flicking it around, but my brain is processing millions and millions of bits of information. So I absolutely love just throwing that rope around. And it's been a lot of fun training lately. I would say that rope flow definitely has its place, but one piece that I've been missing is getting back to the classic lifts. I think it's very important to stay with the classic weightlifting that you could be doing as well. I think that's extremely important for all of us. So don't skip out on your bench pressing, your chin-ups, your push-ups, things along those lines, your squats, your deadlifts. Very, very important. And I can tell you the stronger you feel, the better you're going to be feeling as well. So let's find another video on the right-hand side here. By the way, I started an outdoor park. We're at Bevan Park Wednesdays between 3 to 8 p.m. for the next 2 weeks here. And we're going to have a Saturday event May 3rd and May 10th as well, a little impromptu one down at Maffeo Sutton Park. So if you want to come outside and play it, you guys are more than welcome to do that. Now, me and my buddy Misha, we are the two that are going to be setting this wellness park up. And he's a good friend. He actually introduced me to rope flow originally. And in this video, it's so funny. I made a post about this one too. But we're using the inertia waves to connect our hands together. And it gives us such a fun tool that we can use for training cardiovascular strength, our rotator cuffs as well. And I just can't help but laugh at this video because it's so silly, it's so goofy. We're just going to keep on spinning right here. The boys without their shirts on. I feel like people really underestimate the concept of getting outside for your training. So many of us are just simply doing indoor training. Oh my gosh, what am I doing over here? It's so funny. Yeah, balance that ball. Great practice for balance, by the way, on the left-hand side there. Now, if you haven't tried the inertia waves, they're this awesome little tool that basically is like a big elastic band. You can wrap it around a tree or you can attach it to something in the gym. And just holding these positions is a wonderful, wonderful workout. And you'll see us here, we're replicating the concept of what's called functional patterns, which is where you take this really nice deep breath into your core, you stabilize everything, you feel really stiff and tight everywhere. And it's a wonderful way to move. I would definitely recommend it for people. But yeah, the inertia waves are another wonderful tool as well. Let's find another vertical video on our left-hand side here. Let's see what we got going in this one. Now, the other thing is the Bosu ball was originally invented by a guy named David Weck. David Weck also invented something called rope flow. It's based on this concept that he's also patented called rotational movement training as well. So if you've never heard of rotational movement training, I would definitely check it out. And this is a very old video of me rope flowing. As you'll see, I'm not nearly as smooth or as fluid as you guys might see some of the videos I would be putting out more recently. Every time I watch the video back, it's so funny to watch. That's absolutely awesome. And if you guys haven't tried out rope flow, oh my gosh, it is such a great practice because it's so versatile. It's very easy to get started. If you've got like an 80, 90-year-old grandmother, you can absolutely get them started with it. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you can do rope flow. It's amazing practice for just getting your body coiling between the left and the right hand side. And I find that that's what most people in the gym are missing, is they're really missing out on the core. Everybody says they're going to train it towards the end, and I feel like that a lot of the time never happens. Now, and again, they also, generally speaking, most people are most of the time just doing things like sit-ups. But your core is built to coordinate your hips and your shoulders together. So rope flow and practices like you see on the right side here, where we're getting that nice left To right coiling action is a wonderful way to understand the way that our body is really built to move. Another thing that they say in functional patterns is that we are contralateral, which just means opposite hip and shoulder, reciprocators by nature. Basically, all that means is, let's watch this one next. What do we got going on here? Oh yeah, more rope. Oh yeah, more inertia waving. And why not? I'll show you guys what the wellness park looks like here. So I started this last year. I had a lot of friends that were going through some fairly tough times. And what I wanted to do was build an outdoor park so that people could come outside and play together. Because I feel like when I was a kid, it was so common to just go knock on people's doors and like play outside. And you never really had to worry about things too much. You could kind of just like go outside and play. And nobody ever asked you like, oh, what are we going to do when we go outside? You would just go have fun, right? You just go outside and have a good time. And so that's what I wanted to build, is a place where maybe there's no agenda. Maybe you just come outside and you just start playing. Also, while the video is paused, not too sure why it's taking so long to load in, but I ended up trading in my car and the truck. Silly decisions. Don't recommend just going out there and buying cars. Lost a lot of money on that, but it's okay. But now I own a Ford Transit van. I have a Ford Transit van. So Ford Transit van is amazing because I can load all of this stuff into the back. It's fairly fuel efficient as well. And then boom, I'm off to the races. And as you can see over here too, I also have this big tent, and you can kind of see it there. But I also have a sound system. So last year I ended up buying this EXM mobile tower, which is like $1,800 speaker. And it's absolutely fantastic. I don't really know why this video is not loading. But you'll be able to see all around the wellness park here. Misha brings in his, you can only see that on this screen. Misha brings in this little like agility trainer tool right here. And then we have these parallel bars, the inertia waves, Bosu balls right there. That's something called an RMT club. I have a spike ball net set up in the back. And then I've also got things like can jam, softball, football. So really whatever you guys are looking to do in Nanaimo. And then this is a fun little area over here too. I call this Zone 5. This is where, in theory, you go to relax your mind. So over there, I'll have some yoga mats for people, maybe some blankets. And eventually, I'll also have a second speaker, which will basically be playing meditation music. So my whole goal there is that if people want to come out and read their holy books, maybe the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita even, or they want to play some music together, or they want to meditate together, that's going to happen on the Tree Hill, which is going to be over in Zone 5. Let's find another video over here. Let's go to this one. Yeah, nice. And over here, let's find another one as well. Oh yeah, let's go for this. I think this was one of my first times filming in 4K right here. You'll also notice, boom, shaved the beard. No longer bearding it up. And if you guys haven't tried swinging from trees, I highly recommend swinging from trees. So much fun. They're really good for training your hands as well. So if you find that your grip isn't very good, holding on to like a 2-inch or 3-inch thick branch is really going to train your grip very, very quickly. This is actually outside of my old house over here as well. And I know I stunk pretty bad at pull-ups, so holding on to trees has definitely helped me get a little bit better at that. And on the right-hand side here, I'm going to be ripping through, those are called sneaks. That's an alternating underhand sneak that I'm doing here with a little bit of speed. And you'll also see me wearing my Royal Victoria Marathon shirt here as well, which I only ran a half marathon, but I'm going to try to run a, oh my gosh, what am I doing over here? Looking like a big shot, I guess? I suppose so. But I've only ever ran a half marathon, but I'm actually going to try to run a weighted marathon to try to raise money so that I can give some rope flow ropes away to kids. Because I think that it's one of the greatest practices that people can do. And for like $10, I can give a kid a rope. So essentially I'm going to have a GoFundMe campaign. And then if you donate like $20, I can give away 2 flow ropes to kids. And on the right hand side here, I'm doing what's called Matador's Wheels. And on the left hand side, I think I'm just soaking up some sun. Doing some arm swings. Plyometric activity here. Boom. Swing back. Stick the landing. Very nice. And another reason I love rope flow too is because you can do it fast or you can do it slow. So it can become like the highest intensity cardiovascular, like skipping based exercise with a heavy rope, or it can be super slow, super chill. You can use it as a cool down towards the end of your workout. And that's one of the main reasons that I love it. It also teaches you how to do energy transfer as well. So like if you're a golfer or a tennis player or a baseball player, it can teach you how to get the timing down for how you swing through those activities as well. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, another one. Maybe I'm just playing with the ball here. Ooh, let's go to this one. Boom. Very nice. Yeah, the funny thing with doing this is that sometimes you guys are going to see some content, that you wouldn't see otherwise. You're getting a little insight into my life. I film a lot of training content, but not too much else. So you're going to see a little bit all the back end of all of my Google photos over here. And I always seem to forget the names of some of the rope flow moves, but these little behind the back ones are really fun. Sometimes they call them bowlers or backpacks. Booyah. Oh, and this is nice too. I'm getting follows on my Instagram right now because my buddy Dustin Guerrero, the brain trainer from San Diego, shared my post. And I got like 6 followers because of it. So freaking amazing. Boom. Oh yeah, these ones are called wraps. So I'm doing a matador wheel with a wrap here. And again, if you guys haven't tried just playing around with a medicine ball, everybody's taking their training so darn seriously. I feel like that's really, really good for the main portion of the workout. You are going to want to take like, let's say 20 to 80%, like 20% into the workout to 80% end of the workout. Fairly seriously, you're going to want to like, okay, I'm here for training. But for that warm up as well as your cool down, I think it's really important to be quite versatile in the way that we approach our training. So that's going to look like having some fun. So basic hand-eye coordination, under the leg passing with the ball, boom, behind the back passing with the ball. Or on the right, what you'll see is I'm doing something called chaos flow, where I'm no longer obeying the classic rules of rope flow. Once again, there is no directions anymore. I'm just giving her. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. This was from when I went to Maffeo Sutton Park and I was taking some photos. Have you guys ever hung upside down without your shoes on from rings in a tree? It feels absolutely amazing being outside without your shoes on. I would highly recommend it. And here I'm doing a little bit of the splits like a gymnast. Absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah, get it, Dustin. And those ones are called, not full, but that would be technically called a skin the cat that you see me doing on the right there. I was also recently at Ammonite Falls with my buddy Omar. If you haven't been to Ammonite Falls here in Nanaimo, super easy hike. Anybody can do it, and I would definitely highly recommend it for all of you guys. Let's see if we can find some other content over here. What do we got for this one? Ooh, I posted those two. Oh yeah, check out this photo. Yeah, sometimes I like to hang out upside down at the gym as well. Oh, kind of cool, but for like 2 years I was volunteering at something called Kiwanis Village. Why do I say something? I was volunteering at Kiwanis Village, which is a old folks home, and I was teaching them rope flow. As you guys can see, if I kind of like zoom in here, I'm teaching people in wheelchairs how to do rope flow. That is why it's so amazing, is that anybody can freaking do it. Any single person can do rope flow. And so that's why I've fallen in love with it. It's because there's no limitation to how you can move. Now, sometimes what I like to do for my clients as well is a little bit of a gait analysis too, which when you have the slow-mo can be very, very helpful as well. So one thing that we're looking for in the gait is that we land on the whole foot in theory. So this is actually getting pretty solid from one of my clients here. I'll keep them what's it called? On the low key. Nobody needs to know who it actually is. Oh, and look at this slow-mo on the right. This is a really dope move right here, actually. Super dope move. But this is actually pretty decent running form here. You don't want to fall too far in front. You want to, boom, you see where that weight transfer occurs right there? That weight transfer right there. That's what you're looking for. So this must have been after some coaching. That was absolutely brilliant. Oh yeah, a lot of different running videos on my different clients. Now, here's another one as well. I don't think you can see her face, so it should stay anonymous. But when you look at somebody's shoulder, sometimes when they do rows, what you're going to see is like internal rotation of the shoulder. You see how it kind of bunches up at the front. Now, what would be far preferred beyond that, just in terms of like promoting proper posture and teaching the body what it should know, is going to be the 90-degree position right here as well. So I would highly recommend that if you guys are doing your rows, to try to maintain that shoulder in its proper position and don't let it forwardly roll. It's just going to promote a little bit healthier of a joint as well. Oh yeah, let's go. Gotta find a vertical video on this side. There's the beautiful Taylor. Boom, boom, boom. And on the right, oh yeah, you guys get to see some slow-mo rope flow with the heavy rope that has no handles. Very, very interesting as well. Oh yeah, let's look at this last year's. Here's a video of me attempting to do juggling while balancing on a battle rope, but boy, did it ever not go well at all. It's a good thing we've got some good content on this right-hand side here, eh? Boom, a little bit of chaos flow. Whoa, tripling up. I can't even hold it for like 2 seconds. By the way, if you guys have never tried slacklining, probably one of like the most difficult things that I've ever done. I mean, like my balance is pretty crazy in the gym, like Bosu ball. Like I can close my eyes and like rope flow on a Bosu ball. I can do that. But I can't really do a slackline all that well. I got 5 or 6 steps the other day. Way better than last summer. I could barely get 2 or 3. This is Jess, by the way. Jess, one of the trainers for Nanaimo Personal Training. She's absolutely amazing. If you're in Nanaimo looking for a super cost-effective personal trainer with the city of Nanaimo, Jessica Kimball, as well as my buddy Misha Blades, are both super, super dope. So I would highly recommend those two. This is me taking a nice proud photo at one of my first ever wellness parks last year. It was a lot of fun. And this is a kind of a funny little occurrence here too, but I ended up making these signs, which you can kind of see in the background here. I made a bunch of different signs and like stations. So this one says the running lane. And I had 4 different levels, which were all based on the First Nations healing circles. It was the yellow eagle, the red buffalo, the green grizzly bear, and the white wolf, which was all meant to represent the different age categories as well as the different levels that people could do at the wellness park as well. So in theory, it was a circuit that you could run through. There was about 12 different stations that you could do, and you would just read it, understand what level you're at, and then give that level a try. So White Wolf ended up being the most difficult. And then what was so funny is that this first day that I put these signs out, my friends ended up coming by. Eden, actually the guy that owns V-Gain, which by the way, if you haven't tried V-Gain protein powder, definitely one of the best protein powders I've ever used. And I'm realizing this video, because it's slow-mo, has got flickering, so maybe I'll switch this one up. But yeah, V-Gain, absolutely one of the best vegan protein powders. I think I'm scrolling up on this one. By the way, puppies and babies, absolutely amazing. This is one of my best buddies' daughter, Atara, and this is Milo. He's like 11 years old, but he is super, super cute. And not sure if you guys saw this video, but here I'm practicing something called capoeira, which I feel like is a dying martial art. Not dying, but not a lot of people are doing it. And also been practicing my handstands quite a bit as well. Boom. Now, capoeira is all about dance fighting, which I learned that they were doing dance. Well, yeah, we kind of blew it there, but that's okay. Dance fighting because I guess it was invented in like prisons or something like that, because they couldn't let the guards know that they were fighting. So they would pretend that they were dancing instead. Oh yeah. Here's a round of videos that I probably won't end up using, just because the audio quality wasn't very good. I'm working on building a bunch of different videos right now, and you're gonna get some audio on that one. But the bowler's hinge is a wonderful way to work on your hand-eye coordination and balance. It's just like a single leg step back. And again, it's one of those ones where everybody's always doing like two-handed kettlebell swings. But you can do it with a kettlebell, you can do it with a dumbbell, and it's all about timing. Same side, boom, step back. Bowler's hinge. Now really get into it. Show us how it's done. Hinge, boom. Hinge, boom. Hinge, boom. And again, any of these exercises that work with timing are very, very helpful for developing your athleticism, because athleticism and generally being on the field is all about the neural connection to the body. It's not necessarily about how strong you are, as the guy named Brian from Power Plus represents. Sometimes it's just about how fast the body can react to the things that are around it. So just doing strength training isn't always going to be the best idea. You need to train reactionary and balanced-based, timing-based practices as well. Now, this is freaking cute, but we had kids. Yo, the best way to use what's it called, mini bands, is just pop it around the neck. And this is one of my favorite clients, his daughter, and they came to the Wellness Park last year. I hope to have them out again this year. Be absolutely amazing to have you guys back. And boom, here's me hitting a nice heavy kettlebell. Whew, 50 pounds. And I'm like, okay, that's really heavy. And these two girls, both amazing at gymnastics, by the way. This was a family from, I think it was Afghanistan, that had immigrated here. And it was so cool to have all these boys out that were just like, not really sure what the heck what it all was. And they just went for a race. Like, look at those guys go. And they sprinted off. Boom, get it, dogs, turn around, come back. So cute, so freaking cute. And also at the Wellness Park, in theory, you're supposed to have a waiver form signed, which is what everybody here is doing, as well as making a name tag. And then I think one of my favorite parts of it is just the exercise rings for people. Everybody loves to swing on the exercise rings. And the battle rope, oh my gosh, tug of war? Psh, who doesn't love a good tug of war? And on the right-hand side here, I'm going over this concept of a twisting cable step over, which comes from these guys' functional patterns, which, man, I'm doing a lot of explaining, but not a lot of actual, like, properly doing the exercise. That's why I got to refilm these videos. But in theory, what's supposed to be happening here is I'm supposed to be stepping as I'm rotating through the cable, which teaches us how to move. And if you haven't tried it yet, when you're doing your cable, just from time to time, I love to put this in at either the beginning or the end of the workout, just as a dynamic kind of like warm-up of sorts or a cool down, is something where you get the whole body moving together again. Because if you're doing all this isolated work, sometimes when you isolate, it teaches your body how to disintegrate. Like if we think about the word integration, the opposite of integration is disintegration. And here my buddy, he's getting cooked. That's Omar, that's awesome. That's hilarious. And here's my mom with some seniors, which all these people were in my group classes. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to the Wellness Park if you watch this video as well. And let's see what else we got over here. These were all the homies that came together one day. That was amazing. And here's like day one of me getting this big speaker. Probably an over purchase, but that's quite all right. Now I have it. It's bought. It's paid for. EXM mobile tower. And what am I doing over here? Okay, you know what? No wonder I need to redo this video. Jeez, just like get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Step through cable pull. Okay, this one's a little bit better, but 8 minutes and 30 seconds, way too long to explain things. I think the maximum length for like a demo video, probably 3 minutes, preferably like 90 seconds, maybe even 30 seconds, depending on how difficult the exercise is. This one in particular could definitely use the longer instruction. Okay, here we go. Oh man, check this out. Look how long I had my hair for a certain period of time. I just let it go. I had a freaking mane. I'm actually kind of getting back there now. I'm going back to the longer hair as well. Now, what am I talking about in this video? This little bit of a coiling concept. Boom. Yeah, here we go. Now, this is a beautiful concept actually in weight training right here. Is this like a time lapse? I wonder. Yeah, it is nice. So this is me setting up the Wellness Park. As you can see, I put the signs all up in the circle. But this is why it's so important. Look at this little combo right here. Boom, I'm on my left foot. I have my body coiled to my right, the left side. And then as I step through, I'm learning how to pull that weight in one coordinated motion. There's also this book that was written, a guy named Feldenkrais talked about anything you do forwards, you should be able to do in reverse. And you should be able to stop at really any point in the movement to demonstrate full control. So that's kind of what I'm demoing in this case, is that you should be able to have control throughout the entire motion as best you can. I think it's very, very important and a concept that many people forget. Now here's another family that's getting after the tug of war as well. This was awesome. Mom and son versus dad and daughter. Yeah. And then their smallest child is just doing their best as well. The mom was freaking killing it here, by the way. Mom is absolutely killing it in this case. Love that. She was amped. She was so amped after she beat him too. So funny, so funny. And the people who I'm producing this video for, Rogers TV. Todd, by the way, Todd is an amazing man. Todd is one of the best video producers that there is. Currently working full-time for Rogers Studio. And when I got connected with these guys, I was like, wow, maybe I should try to get some more time on television, which is kind of the reason for making some of these episodes, is hopefully we can get them on local television. Oh yeah. And for a while they were working on the website to get it all done. And this was one of my favorite photos, was just the tug of war from the Wallace Park. Let's go a little bit further. That was most of what I was doing. Oh man, my buddy's wedding. What a time, what a time. Look at this photo of me. Look how happy I look. Look at this guy right there. Can't really see me beyond the thing. That's okay. Oh, what? Gotta zoom back out. 100%? No, it's too far. There we go. Perfect. You like that photo? Right there. Mr. Demonstrator, spending all this time talking, not enough time demoing. Living and learning as we go through. Stationary cable, step through cable. Let's see how this one looks. Now, what happened in this video? Oh, right. Every time I came into the aquatic center, I was like, my eyes were red, and I was like, it's because I was training. I just took a shower. So I sent it to Jess. I was like, yo, my eyes, they burn. And thanks to Devin and my sister. This is my good friend Devin. He's a yoga instructor. One of the best, probably the best yoga instructors that I know in town. And this is my sister as well. I gave everybody wristbands last year to identify that they were volunteers, which was a lot of fun. And this year we'll probably do the same. Now, I don't know if you know this either, but I had a portable cold tub, which doesn't work too well in the summer because the water gets so hot. So you can't really cool it down. You kind of want to have like a constant water exchanger if you are going to be doing a cold tub. So if you do decide to get a cold tub, I would recommend like you probably upgrade and go ahead and get like the water exchanger too, because here I was using ice and frozen water bottles as well. And that was interesting. And on the right hand side here, I'm showing you basically the opposite of the pole, which is the step through cable press, which for building balance in your feet is absolutely fantastic. So incredibly wonderful, because once again, it teaches your body how to coordinate everything together. Smooth moves, transferring your weight from the left side, slowly transferring from that left hip and pressing through in one smooth motion. These step-through presses really are something special from Functional Patterns, and I would highly recommend, if you guys haven't given them a try, you know, Dustin is a professional, do not attempt. So make sure you seek professional advice before doing that. But as always, you know, make sure that you're doing things properly. That one's called a fencer's press, by the way. That one right there, boom, fencer's press. Or a jab. You can just call it a weighted jab as well. Actually, what was cool too is I got a chance to volunteer at my mom's year-end event, so I got to teach a bunch of like 4- and 5-year-olds a bunch of fitness. So we did like cones and races and bag, what do they call them? Potato bag races, and they loved the Bosu balls and the parallel bars. This picture is actually from my buddy's. He did a cacao ceremony. I don't know if you guys have ever gone to a cacao ceremony, but Devin is, once again, an amazing yoga practitioner, but also a microdose coach, as well as he does cacao stuff as well. He has something called cacao water, which is a really, really nice addition to my smoothies. Now, I also make all of my own ropes. As you guys can see, I think I made about 24 here. I sell my ropes for about $40, so if you want a rope, you guys are more than welcome to buy one. And this was also when I was setting up for the summer camps. I got contracted by the city of Nanaimo to set up the summer camps, so this is at their newly renovated turf fields down in the south end. So, here we go. Ooh, another Ammonite Falls one. This is Nick and Kayla. They just had a baby. There's Milo. And me and Kayla, we ended up going in the water here. But we are pretty much at the end of episode 2. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll pause these videos. Maybe I'll pause the music too. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you on episode 3, and I really hope you guys enjoy this episode here. If you guys have any feedback, make sure to leave a note in the comments below, and we will see you on episode 3 of reviewing my own training content for your entertainment purposes. Until then, bye for now.